My work with Pam Orbach was transformational. She worked with our community. It's a faith community on the east side of Seattle that was going through some struggles, some turmoil, and really it was transformational. She helped me understand the ways in which I was showing up that were contributing to some of the discord. I became more grounded and self-aware in my work with her, and thus was able to show up in a space that actually helped to heal the community. And she did that with a number of other people as well, so that the energy really grew amongst one another. And it really became a community norm, or more of a community norm at least, to go at the speed of trust. And what I mean by that is that before working with Pam, we tended to roll over differences, and it resulted in marginalizing the voices that were already not being centered. And in our work together, I came to understand that every voice matters, and that when you go at the speed of trust and you build a sort of we that is holding the space and holding the energy, things work differently, and people become more open to self-reflection and consider changing their awarenesses. I think by really helping people gain more awareness around the voices that were not being heard, or the voices that were being rolled over, particularly around folks who experience marginalized identities. So in the context of the faith community that I'm in, it was Black, Indigenous, people of color often didn't get their voices heard. People with disabilities were marginalized, and it wasn't, and so we also talked about the difference. I was going to say it wasn't intentional, but we really learned about the difference between intent and impact. And so by saying it wasn't intentional is another way that I have awareness that that actually doesn't matter. And what did matter is that people were being left out and marginalized, and really actually oppressed. So we learned in real time to kind of better identify when that was happening, and to stop and attend to that impact. And so we got out of this place of being needing to hurry and do like the work, which might be, attending to the agenda items on the meeting. But what we learned was the work was actually the care of the community and the strengthening of the community, so that everybody can show up more fully as themselves, and to be aware that, about how much space people are taking up. Another component of the work that we did with Pam was to attend to impact that had happened historically. There were places that people were kind of dug in around positions, political positions, or positions about racism or being a racist, that were really volatile. And Pam was able to help us take some of the fuel, the lighter fluid out of that work. Before, whenever we would try to address something, it felt really incendiary, like things would just blow up if we were to talk about this. And because we were in community with one another, we didn't want things to explode. We wanted to remain in community, but we didn't have the tools to talk about what was hard without her intervention. And so, for me personally, I often would bring a match to a conversation just to see it blow up, because I thought that change occurred when there was energy, or there was, that could be transformational. And what I learned is that it is transformational, but it's not the transformation that we need to heal our community, or frankly the world. That we need a softer, quieter approach that builds everybody up, really. And so that's, I think, some of the work that we did together.